Hi, I'm Doug DeBrielle. I'm an executive and self-leadership coach, as well as a licensed clinical mental health counselor. And today, I'd like to share this thought that crossed my mind a little while ago. As I was sitting at my desk looking at an array of post-it notes covering the surface, I realized that half of these post-it notes are kind of irrelevant, or they're things that may have seemed important to me in the moment that I wrote them down, but as I look at them now, I kind of just want to, they're just generating more like agita inside me, like this stupid task I think I have to do, but really I don't need to do it. And as I thought about that, I realized, somewhere along my life journey so far, I learned this idea that I should write everything down. And I really sat here and I questioned that, and I began to think, how is that helpful? And is it helpful? And I think I got that from the idea of wanting to make sure that I know the difference between my own thoughts, curiosities, interests, and drives, and being able to differentiate what comes from me from the external influences that come at me from the outside world. And when I think about that, I think, oh gosh, like that's not necessarily the confident way I'd like to be. It also feels like a really anxious response inside me to just try and capture everything that comes out of me whenever it comes out of me, as if it's all good. No, it may be all be good stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's all stuff that needs to stick. So what I want to share is this idea that of writing down the things that we determine matter to us and the things that matter to us most. And that's a tricky proposition because in order to do that, it requires a bit of discernment. When we have an idea, it requires us to sit with the idea and take it in and reflect on it for a moment before deciding, is this something that I really want to hold on to? Do I need to hold on to this idea, this thought? Do I need to action it down the road? Do I need to sit on it for a while or not? Or do I need to just appreciate the thought, say that's interesting, and see if it comes around again? And as I begin to practice this way of being, I'm noticing the things that really resonate with me, that I really want to do, all those thoughts, feelings, ideas, impulses, they all come back around at least a second or a third or a fourth time. And I'm also noticing that this, array of post-it notes in front of me is somewhat, some of them have been there for several months. So I cleaned the desk, I cleaned the dashboard, and I invite you to try something like this yourself. When you are moved by an idea, an impulse, something that you want to achieve or do in your life, before you write that thing down, take a moment with it. See if it's something that you really truly want to hold on to. And if you're uncertain or don't know, see if you can let it go, because I guarantee you it'll come back up again if it needs to. That's my thought for the day. Hope you're well. Talk to you soon.